Okay, let's talk about some of the uncommon factors that are affecting your mortgage affordability. There are some obvious ones you already know, like your loan amount, your credit commitments, your income multiples, and all that. But let's talk about some uncommon ones. Let's talk about management fees. If you're looking to purchase a flat, there's something called management fees. Those are fees that are charged by the management company managing that flat or that block of flats. Those management fees must be factored into your affordability assessment by your mortgage advisor and by the lender before they can tell you how much you can actually borrow. Not all flats do have management fees anyway, but if a flat you are trying to purchase has a management fee, find out how much it is, give that information to your mortgage advisor, and they will factor that into your mortgage affordability assessment to tell you how much you can borrow to purchase that flat. Then what about maintenance fees? Now we're talking about maintenance paid to spouses. Some people who have separated from their spouses, or who are divorced, or who are living separately from their spouses, and their spouses have their children, and they pay a certain amount, say every month, every quarter, every week, every 2 weeks, however, whatever the frequency is, if you pay that money out from your bank account to your spouse or to your ex-spouse or to your partner, if the bank picks that up, it will be factored into your affordability assessment. And if you are talking to your mortgage advisor, be open and tell them how much you pay in maintenance so they can factor that into your affordability assessment and not give you a wrong impression of your borrowing capacity. And then pension deductions. Now, this is a very, very strange one to some people. I was working on a case recently and it just came up. That's why I wanted to do this video. Now, when you get your pay slip, right, there are deductions made towards your pension contribution. Some lenders consider that deduction as a commitment, and they factor that into your affordability to decide how much you can borrow. Not all lenders do, but some lenders do that. So if you are dealing with a lender who factors in pension deductions, it means that before they decide whether you can afford a mortgage, they will look at how much is being deducted from your salary or from your wages towards your pension contribution and factor that into your affordability. This is quite new to some people, but it is real. People, it's part of the things that lenders consider when they are assessing your affordability. And then what about future works? You see, future works, I was working on a case recently as well, and this guy was trying to buy a property from the council that he was living in through a right to buy scheme. And the council had drawn up costs of future works that will be carried out on that property, like working on the general maintenance of the property and doing things like drainage works. And so they factored future works they would do, and they split the cost among the occupants of that property. And this guy's share of the cost was factored in by the lender as a future commitment, and that affected how much he could borrow. Then what about student loans? If you are taking out loan to study as a student, when you start earning a certain amount, you start paying that money back. It will be deducted from your salary or from your wages automatically. So if it comes off your pay slip, if it's deducted and it shows on your pay slip, lenders are going to factor that in. Your mortgage advisor should be able to pick that up and factor that into your affordability before they tell you how much you can borrow actually to buy that property. So these are some uncommon factors that are affecting mortgage affordability that some people do not know about. So apart from the common ones that everybody talks about, bear these in mind when you're making mortgage applications. If it affects you, or if you're affected by any of it, your mortgage advisor should be able to give you a more accurate figure or a more accurate information about how much you can borrow and your borrowing capacity, so that you don't go about looking at properties you cannot afford when you know your limitations are there. Your mortgage advisor will look at these things and be able to tell you what you can or cannot afford based on these factors. All right, guys, I'm going to catch you guys again on the next video. Until then, have fun, take care, and goodbye.